a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel. Tonight is a special date night, everyone, which we all love the date nights. That means you lucky winners get a free reading on air. So we're very, very excited about that. So tonight is all about connections and questions. So if you have a question or want that connection, be sure to volunteer for your chance for a free reading. So it's been a hot minute since we've done a date night, but we are action-packed and ready to go. I can feel the spirit and love and energy all around me. So just be sure to tune in. You're more than welcome to join us live on Facebook, and also you'll get a chance to subscribe to the podcast, which is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Apple, all sorts of fun, yummy places, of course, YouTube. So be sure to join. Let's not delay and let's get started here. Okay. So let's bring in Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. What can I do for you today? Who would you like to connect to, Rebecca?
I'm hoping to connect with my mother.
Good. Perfect. So, well, let's kind of go ahead and get Mom in here and settled first. So the first thing, interesting enough, the first thing Mom shows me is flowers, Rebecca. So I think Mom really, I don't know if you just recently bought flowers or have flowers around your house at the moment. Is there something connecting to flowers for Mom?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And I feel like with Mom, I get a feeling that Mom would have experienced some health issues towards the end of her life. Do you understand that? A connection with declining in breath or ability to deep breath, something like that. Do you understand that?
I absolutely understand that, yes.
Okay. She's also giving me a feeling that you two were very close, like, that I feel like that you were there for her a lot, really kind of stepped in to take care of her. You understand that, especially towards the end. It's almost like you didn't even leave her side. Yeah. And she makes me feel like, so your mom was, it's interesting because although I get a little bit of an independent sense about her, I think you being there, especially towards the end, was really, really comforting. So even if she didn't let you know, she's letting me know now that she actually really enjoyed you there, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might have been one to shoo you off a little, like, oh, you don't fuss over me. But she absolutely loved that you were there. Also, there's a sense, too, where I'm wondering if there was would you understand her being a little short at the end? I don't know if it's a shortness or maybe just too tired to kind of carry on longer conversations. There's something where I feel like she wanted to say more, but just couldn't or didn't.
Yeah, she went in, she got COVID, okay. And then she went in the hospice, and I flew down. And by the time I got there, I think either she had a stroke, but she couldn't speak. And so I sat with her for the end, and I talked to her, but she did not communicate with me.
I'm kind of curious, was this in Florida by chance, or where was this?
California.
Oh, okay, got it. I was seeing the palm trees. That's why I was asking. But I should have just said California since that's where I am. But mom gives me the sense where I think a lot of this was happening quickly. And I really don't feel like she understood how serious it was. I just not really get the feeling where it was almost like in her mind, I'm going to get over this or I'm going to get out. So there's just a little bit of sense of like not really preparing, But she really shares with me that I think it's been obviously very difficult for you since she's been gone. Again, I think your mom is really good at advice. I feel like mom is really good at kind of telling you something, telling you how it is. And I think something that we miss having her around. But I know that she really loves you. Like, I really get the sense of letting you know how much I love you. And yeah, she's just, your mom, it's interesting. Your mom just, even though I know she's not, she just gives me a little bit of that East Coast vibe to her for some reason. I just feel like there's a little bit of like privacy or not mushy, not overly emotional. She just kind of cool, I think, with mom, right?
Yes. She was she was not overly emotional at all.
Yeah, but she shares with me on the other side now how she is so much warmer. She is so much more willing to kind of tell you how much I love you and really share that with you and to say, what an amazing daughter I have. And I really wish I had an opportunity to tell her that more when I was here. And she's like, she deserved it. But for some reason, I would just keep pushing her. So, that's just kind of how she is.
That's exactly how she was.
Yeah. And she shows me a ring. Rebecca, I feel like maybe you have a ring from mom. Would you understand wearing mom's ring or having a ring from mom?
Yes.
Because she gives me that. And she loves that. Also, Rebecca, would I be correct that you have a daughter as well, or that she has a granddaughter? Is there a granddaughter connection for her? Do you understand that?
I have 2 daughters. Yes.
Oh, got it. Okay. So she gives me the feeling that this particular ring is supposed to pass down to the daughters. Okay.
It already did.
Yay. Okay. So that's what she's validating then, that it did. Okay, great. Well, just know that she's happy this was done. Okay. And don't be surprised with your mom, which is very interesting. Don't be surprised if your mom moves things around on you. Like, you may find something kind of shifting or moving. Now, personally, I'm a little surprised by that with her. I wouldn't have really taken her the type to really be a big believer. But on the other side, she is. And on the other side, I feel like she's trying to show you that I'm here, that I'm around you. So you may see some things moving around, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I will leave that with you. And thank you so much for being here. Know that she loves you. She loves the girls. And please know that mom is perfectly okay. All right?
Thank you so much, Colby.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Oh, that's so sweet that mom wanted to come through. But yeah, it's funny. You get some people and they're like, oh, I don't know on the spirit side if I want to. And then once they pass, they do. They go, okay, well, that's my end. That I know I need to. So I love that. And lots of love from mom. Let's bring in Allison here. Here we go. Hi, Allison.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. What can I do for you today, Allison?
If my mom is around or anybody that...
Oh, good. We have another mom in the house. Okay. So here's what's fun. And this is why I love spirit and the personalities. Your mom, to me, feels very different than our last caller's mom. Like, your mom gives me the sense of either being pretty energetic, especially like back in the day, or enjoying like people or hosting or something like this. So does that resonate? Was mom kind of either kind of big with the people around her or like people at the house, something along these lines?
Not really.
No? Would that be, I'm kind of curious, would that make more sense with your grandmother? Do you remember your grandmother?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. And what about you, Allison? I'm just trying to kind of dial in here. What about you? Are you one to have people over or more of like a gathering?
No.
No. Okay, got it. Let me work this out with mom. Hang on. Let me talk about the lady first that I have. I have a lady that is she really makes me feel like the matriarch of the family. People are coming over and the family's coming over around her. and that she really is the center of attention on this. So does that connect to grandma or mom? Just so I'm kind of...
Grandma.
Got it. Okay, perfect. So it's funny when you ask for mom, but grandma wants to step in. So a lot of times that tells me grandma thought of herself as your mom as well. So just kind of know that, okay? When I lean in more, I'm asking if mom is there, and she does show me mom, but it's funny because mom is really behind grandma. So your grandma must have been a little bit more vocal, a little bit more out there, a little bit more of the face. But your mom gives me a sense of maybe, I don't know if shy is the right word, but maybe not liking the center of attention. So a little bit where grandma would and mom doesn't. Do you know what I mean? And I get the feeling where mom, for some reason, I don't know, it's interesting. Mom just makes me feel like it's about her. I don't know why. I'm just trying to sort that out. But it's like, this is about me. And so she liked, I don't know, for some reason, mom makes me feel like she liked things to be around her. And I feel like with that, she's really sharing with me a feeling of not wanting a lot of attention. So I feel like either, especially towards the end, maybe mom stayed in a little bit more or didn't go out as much. A little bit more kind of excluded, kind of from out and about. Do you understand that with mom? Almost like a fear around it. Like, I don't want to be somewhere where it's too crowded. Like, I just like, this is fine. I'll just stay in. I'll just do this. Keep things small or small level, more intimate. Do you know what I mean? And she gives me the sense with you, Allison, where I feel like you're trying to check on her or you're trying to be there for her. But it's almost like I think you have to kind of go out of your way a little bit to kind of reach her or to kind of be there. But she shows me you there with her as well. So you would have been around mom or helping mom. Would that be correct? Especially towards the end as well. Like, she shows me like there's not a lot of people I think she would have let in, but she let you in, or you were there to be right with her. So it's almost like, again, a little bit of she's private, but you were there with her. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's also giving me the feeling where I think you were responsible for taking care of everything after she passes. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because it's almost like, it's weird. It's almost like, I almost get the feeling where I almost get the feeling where there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders she's sharing me. You know what I mean? So maybe everything wasn't organized. I don't think everything was organized. Like, it's almost like I see a hot mess. You know? So
she tried. She thought she had everything in order.
Yeah, she did it. Yeah, she did it. And it's like, it gives me the feeling of, you know, it's giving me the feeling where I see with you, I feel like with you, there's a feeling where I don't know, it's like, even though you took on a lot and you did it, she said you did such an amazing job with everything. You really kind of took care of everything that she needed and was able to do it. But it feels like it was a little challenging. Like, you didn't have all the details you needed. You didn't have all the passwords you needed. Like, it just gives me the feeling of you needing to kind of, and also clean up the house as well. Like, get things packed up or get things donated, divvied up. You understand that with her as well. She really shares with me, Allison, a sense of really wanting to support you. Like, I feel like things are a little bit more challenging for you in the moment. And she gives me the sense of like, I am with you. I am around you. I think sometimes you're calling out to her, Mom, like, help me. And she's like, I'm with you. Like, I want you to know that I'm around you and that you are doing an amazing job, like letting you know that you are doing an amazing job. And I feel like this is around your kids as well. So maybe you're feeling like a little overwhelmed, or am I not doing enough, or am I not reaching them? And she's like, listen, I'll tell you. She goes, see, it's tougher than we thought. So she's like, you are doing a great job, and I want you to know that you are doing it, you know? And your mom it's interesting because your mom feels strong to me, but there's like she feels strong, but not like aggressive. Like, I'm not really getting an aggressive sense. I'm getting more of a pulled back sense, but there's a strength to her. Would you understand that with mom? And so I feel like she's trying to remind you, you have that within you as well. That is you as well. So try not to let them get you riled up, because I feel like your kids know how to really get you riled up. And then you don't really know. It's almost like I see this, like, I don't know how to answer. Like, you need a moment to process. So don't be afraid to take those moments, she says. Don't be afraid to kind of have those moments to do that, okay? And just know that she's around. The other thing, too, she gives me a rose with you, Allison. So I don't know if there's a name Rose that connects, or if you see roses or a connection to roses with mom or grandma. But do you understand that at all with the roses?
Not really.
I want
Bush, but
would you say you have a rose bush? Well, I'm sure a lot of us have rose bushes. But I feel like for you, there's a feeling of knowing that she's going to show you a rose, Allison. I promise. So when you see a rose, I want you to realize and know that that's her around you. Okay. And I'm also going to give you a hummingbird, because I feel like they want to let you know about the hummingbird. So can you connect to the hummingbird?
we've got a hummingbird feeder.
Okay, good. So just know that when you see the hummingbird, just know that that's them around you as well. And know that she is with her loved ones on the other side, so she's doing just fine, okay? All right. Well, you have a beautiful day, and thank you so much.
Thank you. You too, Colby.
Okay. Bye. Okay, everybody, let's bring on another one here. So let's bring on Miss Erin here. Hi, Erin.
Hey, Colby.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What can I do for you today?
Well, I would be interested to connect with my parents, either one of them or whoever else may be on the other side wanting to deliver a message.
Okay, got it. All right, wonderful. So one of the things that comes through is a male first for you. And I feel like this feels like dad to me, Erin. And I feel like dad was just a confidant for you. I just feel like he's someone that could just hold that space for you, especially when you were feeling a bit more vulnerable. Do you understand that around dad?
Yes.
Very practical man. Like, I just feel like there's a reason for everything. We've got this. Like, don't worry it, like, I feel like it's like, let's just think this through and that sort of thing, And I feel like he just gives me that sense of letting you know where he is with you. He is around you. He just gives me a feeling as well where he really loves spending time with you, like I feel like he would spend a lot of time with you, and he just doesn't feel rushed to me. There's just kind of a real, like, let's just kind of sit with things. I feel like he likes that, but I'll tell you what's interesting, Erin, there's like an energy to your dad. Like, there's a laughter, there's a wittiness, there's kind of this real cool sense of humor with him. Would you understand that around your dad?
Sure.
So, like, when he was having trouble, he just shows me smiling. You know what's weird? Would you happen to connect to a knife for your dad, or a pocket knife? I don't know why do you understand him carrying a pocket knife or something?
Yes.
You do? Oh, okay. For some reason, he pulls out his pocket knife. So I don't know if it's just something he always had with him, or something he's kind of playing with or whittling with, but he shows me that. But he's so much of when life throws you lemons, make lemonade kind of a personality with it. Like, let me just kind of calm you down. Let me just kind of, say, hey, this is what you need. I feel with dad and mom, I feel like we're very close. So they were still married up until they transitioned. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because they feel like your dad feels like he was so in love with your mom, and it feels like they were very inseparable. I also get with mom, mom is there and she's with everybody. And obviously a huge part of the family, and she kind of liked to call the shots, but she also like let dad think he was calling the shots as well. So there's times where behind the scenes she's letting him do things, but I feel like your mom is just strong, like making the decision, saying things out loud. She's a little bit more quick response than dad is. Like, you know, she's like, let's just do this. So I feel like too, she also gives me the feeling of, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, more emotional. Like she really gives me the sense of, you know, being very nurturing, loving, more emotional. Would you understand that? Just very, There's also a sense of cookies. So I don't know if mom just loved baking or you bake or someone's making me some cookies. So
Are you sure that's from mom and not dad?
oh, is dad the one making the cookies? Are you kidding? Oh, that's
Well,
so
dad had a tattoo that said cookie.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. That is so funny. Yeah, so all I saw was cookies. So that is actually really funny. So, but it's also feeling like letting you know that they are with you, right? Letting you know that all of the time. And I feel like, Erin, you connect to them all of the time.
Yes.
I just feel like with you, they are there with you. They are connecting with you. And I feel like you literally can feel them. So I feel like you get the kind of goosies when you know that they're around you. You understand that?
Absolutely.
And the other thing is interesting too, is like your lights were flicker. So I don't know if you've noticed your lights flickering around or the energy with them around. Have you noticed that? That really gives me the sense of that's more dad than mom, which is interesting. So just kind of knowing that. And the other thing too is there really is a feeling of, I just feel like they loved having their family around, Erin. So I feel like, you know, especially when they got a little older, it's just like they loved having everybody with them and everybody around them. And they love the noise of the kids running around. There's just like all of that excitement. And they make me feel like they love that. Now, they're really quickly too, they're showing me some road trips. And I'm not sure if that's you taking some road trips or thinking about taking some road trips. Has there been something around you wanting to travel or visit something that feels a little bit more in nature to me? Not exactly like, oh, let me go to the beach. It feels more woodsy or you know, almost like I'm getting like a Yosemite feeling around it. So I'm not sure. Has there been something that's come up or camping with them? There's something around that I'm trying to get.
I don't know about a road trip, but there has been lots of talk about acquiring land.
Oh, that's it. Okay, but would the land be more in nature or undeveloped? Okay, that's what. Okay, so they're giving me the feeling where, to me, they feel like this is exciting. Like they feel like this is really good and this is exciting, but it's really finding a place where you're going to have some freedom. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like needing freedom. Like they're saying she is a free spirit and she needs her freedom. So just make sure it's not too confined for you, because I think that that's a big deal. Like if it's too much energy around, I think that that's going to be a little bit unsettling. So try to make sure you're finding a place that gives you some freedom in some area. But it does make me feel like this is going to be a move, like a little bit of a bigger move or a little bit. So maybe the particular thing you're looking at now might not be the quite the right place, but I feel like the right place is coming in very shortly or very soon. And it's actually going to give you more of what you want. There's not quite that settling feeling like, well, I guess, but it's going to be a little bit more exciting and a little bit more overwhelming around it. Like a little bit more where you get to design or you get to kind of have the space you want. And it does make me feel like it's going to be more connected to there's something really interesting around the energy around the space that it's going to be in, the land or the area. There's something very kind of magical about that. So that really excites them as well. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to give you, they show me as a little girl, like you're so cute as a little girl. Like you were so curious, they said, always picking things up and always looking at things. And it's like, you would just kind of get lost, I feel like sometimes, just being outdoors. It's, your mom just gives me the feeling of she just loved being with you or sitting with you, even as a little kid. Like, I just feel like she was around a lot, even as when you were little and with you. And just love to kind of listen to you. You really, it's interesting to see that you had so many, lot of questions. I feel like you had a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. I was a talker. Still am.
Yeah, like she gives me the feeling like, oh, she asked me a lot of questions that I didn't always have the answers to. But they really give me the sense of just sharing with you how much they love you and to know that they've been around you. And I also feel, again, it's funny, they've got grandchildren, so we would understand grandchildren with them as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And would they also have a grandson? Is that correct? They're giving me the feeling of a young boy. Do we have a grandson for them?
There are multiple grandsons, yes.
Okay. Would we have a grandson that gives me the feeling that would be named after dad or have a similar name to dad? There's a unique name, really quick, Erin. They give me a unique name of like one of the kids, and I feel like it's a boy, but it has this really kind of cool, unique name. So even though I got Maverick, but I don't think it's Maverick. But to me, there's like this cool kind of name that he's got that you're like, oh man, that's kind of a really cool, like, standout name that he's got. Does that make sense around one of the kids, the grandkids?
So the only one that has sort of his name would be the only one that has his actual last name.
Okay.
His name's Orion.
Orion. No, it's something different, Erin. No. All right. So you'll have to think about the kids' names. But one of the kids, it makes me feel like he's going to be like stand out. Like people are going to notice him, popular, just really good at things. Like there's going to be something around that's coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. Not yet. No, not making sense yet.
I'm thinking of all the names, and nobody has like a poppy name.
Okay,
but
I'm gonna leave it because I feel like it's coming in, and so maybe it will make sense later, or maybe we've got someone coming in that doesn't have it yet. I don't know.
Is it just I don't know.
But it's not Orion.
My youngest has a boy name, but it's a girl.
Oh, what's her name?
Her name's Frankie.
Oh, Frankie, I love it. What's Frankie's middle name? Can I ask?
Phyllis.
No.
We have an Anson, we have a Orion, a Cameron.
Cameron. It's Cameron. So it's Cameron. That's a boy? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. It's Cameron. There's going to be something, Cameron, I'm telling you, there's something about Cameron that's going to be stand out. So you might not be able to know it or see it yet, but he's going to be stand out. There's going to be something where he's recognized and he's going to be known and stand out for it. Okay? Okay. And just know that they give you a lot of love. They send us a lot of kind of interesting things. Your mom and dad really want to share, just again, I think their whole family, how much like the fact that the whole family is very close and very tight-knit and that you guys work together even after their passing means the world to them. So just know that, okay? And I will leave that with you, okay?
All right. Thanks so much, Colby. I appreciate
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, bye. Okay, everybody. All right. So we're going to kind of do a couple more here. So let's kind of see who else we have. How about Miss Sarah? Let's have Sarah come in. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Colby.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. What can I do for you today, Sarah?
So I'd love to be able to connect to my dad, if that's possible.
Yeah, let's see if we can kind of grab him here and see if he wants to come in. The thing I get about your dad is, actually, I really get a sense that your dad is very smart. Like, he gives me the sense that either he didn't miss a beat, I feel like, your dad. Like, I feel like he catch things very, like, and people couldn't get away with things around him. Like, I feel like he would just know things. I also feel like your dad was maybe not the biggest talker, Sarah, or like I feel like he's very close. Like obviously he's having conversations with you and he's connecting, but he doesn't make me feel like he goes out of his way to be a social butterfly. Like he really gives me the sense of like when he's comfortable with people, then he begins to kind of open up, but he's not really going to go out of his way for it. I think he kind of liked his quiet time sometimes. Like he gives me the sense of liking quiet, liking peace, that sort of thing. Do you understand that around him?
Yes, I do.
And he also, sometimes I think he'd run off into another room. Sarah. It's like, sometimes he's just kind of like, okay, that's a bit much. Let me run off and let the ladies all do their thing. So I feel like there's a little bit of that with him. I also feel like with Dad, there is something, I don't know if that he read a newspaper or that he's kind of following up on things, but it really makes me feel like he's kind of in the know of either the news or what's going on, things like that. Do you understand that around him, Sarah?
Yes, he used to read the newspaper every day.
Okay, because he gives me the feeling of being very up on it. And I do think, like most older men, but I do think he had his glasses on towards the end, like he kind of put his little glasses on, have a little read. I kind of feel like he might have had a little drink next to him on occasion, just a little like sippy sip.
Yeah.
A little sippy sip when needed.
Correct.
I'm kind of curious, is there a P name that resonates for you in the living or in spirit, like a Paul or Patty? I don't know. Does that resonate at all?
I have a cousin, Paul.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm kind of curious if wonder why that name came. Would Paul have a parent on the other side that you're aware of?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel like that parent is just coming forward, maybe to just say, "Hey, I want to give a nod to Paul, just like let Paul know I'm here and I'm around." So it's interesting that it's a nod. So I'm wondering if I just heard the name Paul and it feels like it was coming from a male. So this may be a male on the other side for Paul, like his dad or something. But
his dad, yeah.
Okay.
His dad.
So there's just a nod towards him. But I feel like your dad, it's interesting. Your dad didn't like to get involved with any family issues. Like I feel like he just was going to say, I'm staying clear. You guys work this out.
Yeah, that's true.
That sort of thing. I feel like Sarah, something where maybe not everyone was there to say goodbye to Dad. Would you understand that? Maybe we didn't get a chance. I think that there's something towards the end where maybe the ending is happening too quickly for us to get there. That sort of feeling. Or there's an estrangement. Like there's just a feeling where he gives me a sense of saying, I don't want anyone, it's like I don't want anyone to hold on to any sadness that they weren't there or that they didn't have an opportunity to be there.
Yeah, his two daughters.
Okay. So just kind of know that I feel like it's important to kind of go, not for them to not feel guilty or worried about that, because I also feel like maybe, there's something about the timing. Either they didn't think it was as serious as it was, or there's a conflict of them being able to get there. There's something there. There just feels to be conflict. I don't know. Do you understand that sense?
Yes, it was a conflict to get there.
Okay. So he just says, this is okay. I don't want them to worry. Please don't worry. Okay. And I know, yes. And I know he just gives me a sense where he sends you all so much love. And it's almost like you've been a bit of a force, kind of a little bit of glue. He makes me feel like you're a little bit of glue for everybody. So either that, people are leaning on you to make decisions, or people are leaning on you to kind of work things out or keep things. It's almost like you're the voice of reason now. And I feel like, and it is interesting. That just gives me a sense of you being like him in some way. And so, he loves that. And he just says, I love how you are with everyone. I love how you are connected to everyone. And I love just how you go out of your way for everyone. I think that that's important to know. Okay. And I just feel like he just shares with me that he says to you, there's something I feel like you wrote for him, Sarah. So I don't know if it's after his passing you helped put the service together, or you wrote something for him. He's showing me like a passage that you put together for him. Does that resonate for you?
That is true, yes.
Oh, he loves this. He thought it was beautiful, okay? And he loves this, okay? The other interesting thing is, and this is a little out of the element of Dad, so I'll just give it, but he kind of shows me birds. He shows me just doves of just being free, of saying, listen, I'm free now. I'm free. And so I do feel like there was something holding Dad hostage in a way in the living, like his body. And so I feel like he's saying, hey, I'm free now, to know I'm free, to know that I have all my faculties and that I feel strong and I feel wonderful. And I'm just letting you know that. Okay. So
that's lovely. Thank you.
I will leave that with you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Colby.
Yes, absolutely. And have a beautiful, beautiful day, and know that he's absolutely around you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and participating. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. You can do that through Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm also on YouTube, so subscribe there, and follow me on Facebook, where you can get the notifications of when we are doing a date night, and you may receive a free reading. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to The Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.